Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you can hear me all right. Good morning to everyone. Hope you're doing well. I thank you for getting up in the morning with me. It's a cold Saturday if you're in the DMV area. It's kind of cold. It was kind of difficult to get out of bed, I will say. If you are just joining, say hello in the chat so I can shout you out. So I'm going to pick the intention card. Like to give them a little shuffle first. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let's pick. All right, this is a good one. This is a good one. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I picked the intention card. We get started at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, so we will get started in a little bit. Like to log on, say hello. Make sure you got everything that you need. So you will need a yoga mat. Hello, Crystal. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you are doing well. Gonna moisturize here a little bit. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. And this is Mother's Day weekend, so we have to say shout out to all the mothers. Hello and happy Mother's Day. All right. Here we go. All right, all right. Let's make sure that you can hear me from here. I want to make sure I'm audible. Hello, good morning, and welcome. We have about 9 minutes to go. I'm going to get some tunes. So I would love to know what you're feeling today. What type of yoga are you feeling today? I'm feeling some flowy opening stuff. I really want to make sure that we're getting a nice stretch in. You know, it's cold today. I don't know if you are feeling the cold. I think there's some type of polar vortex going on right now, and yeah, we want to make sure that we're good to go. Let me start the sound. Hello, hello, welcome. Hello, mommy, hello. Yes, 30 years ago. 30 years ago, that's right. We're going to go with 30. I like that. We're going to go with 30 minutes ago. So I want you all to, make sure, hey, Jackie, hello, good morning. Feel free to drop a note in the chat so I can shout you out. Say hello, say good morning. You got up this morning to do some yoga, so you deserve a shout out. You can grab your mat, you can grab your blocks, anything you need. Make sure that you grab some water. Make sure you're staying hydrated. You want a t-shirt? Okay. So my t-shirt, shout out to the Print Champs. They do my custom t-shirts. They are excellent. I love them. Shout out to the Print Champs. I will make sure that I get some t-shirts up because I don't really have any. I only have some for personal use, but I will make sure that I get some t-shirts ready. All right, so I think I like this one here. Let's go with this. I think I like that one. Hello, Vanessa, Sybil. Hello, good morning. Your first time. Welcome, welcome. First time. Welcome and welcome. We get started at 8:30 and just want to say hello. I really like to come on here and just say good morning. You got up early in the morning, even earlier before the class started. So I like to say hello. I have some new additions in the studio. These were given to me as a gift. My birthday was on Thursday. So these were given to me by my cousin. Shout out to Michelle. Thank you. And then these tulips were also given to me for my birthday by my bestie, Andrea. So I thought I would add them to the studio, give it some more color. Oh, okay. So you did your 200-hour in Wisconsin. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa. All right. Yay. I love it when yogis come on. Like I said, I think I'm feeling kind of stretchy. I want to still give us a nice little flow, but I want to make sure that we're still getting that stretch in. So we're probably going to be on the floor a little bit earlier than we typically do in class. So hopefully you enjoy that one. If we have any new people that aren't subscribers yet, please like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe. We are going to get started in 4 minutes. So you got 4 minutes. I did pick the intention word. So I am going to talk about the intention word once we get started. And if you aren't aware of my intention words, every day I pick an intention word. This was given to me last Christmas as a gift. And every day I pick an intention word. It really grounds me and kind of helps be the underlying theme throughout my day. So I really like to wake up in the morning and check my intention word for the day. I am going to add a little lip gloss, make sure my lip gloss is popping. If you haven't had a chance to get a little sip of water, you don't need a lot, especially right before you start practicing. You don't want to drink or eat too much before you start your yoga practice, but you do want to make sure that you're a little bit hydrated. Thought there was chair yoga today. Did I say chair yoga? I don't know if I said chair yoga. But I will do this. Next week will be chair yoga. I will make sure next week chair yoga is what we're going to do. So it is set in stone. It's Mother's Day weekend, so you have to make the mothers happy, right? Next week is chair yoga. So I have a chair actually right here off camera, and we will bring that chair in and we will have chair yoga next week. I don't remember saying chair yoga, but we're going to make sure that mother's request, we do chair yoga next week. All right. I thank everyone who's joining. I see more people are joining. Please shout out in the chat if you're joining. Let me shout you out. Say hello. I thank you for waking up this morning and getting your yoga in. You know, we still want to make sure we're staying connected, even though we aren't physically able to gather, physically able to connect. So let's make sure that we're still being able to connect with each other. I love seeing everybody in the chat. So please make sure that you are being vocal in the chat so I can shout you out. We're going to get down on our mats. I know you won't be able to do any shout outs while you're doing yoga, right? But I want to make sure that I'm shouting you out before we get started. So I always come on early so that I can say hello, welcome everybody, answer any questions that may come up in the chat. Make sure you got your yoga mat set up. If you don't have a yoga mat, no problem. Make sure you're having a blanket out, something that is going to be where you're not going to slip. So even if it's a rug, like so, yoga mats typically has some type of grip on the back. Make sure you have something that you don't fall. If you want any extra padding for your knees, you can do blankets, bolsters, anything that you can use to pad your knees. You can also, at any point, roll up your mat and roll it underneath your knees if you need that option as well. We won't be using any straps for this particular practice. Bring your straps for chair yoga next week if you want to use that. Hello, Miss Barnes. Hi, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Shirley. Hello. Good morning, good morning. Yes. I hope you all are ready. Like I said, it's not going to be a very big flowy practice. I want to make sure we're stretching. So we're going to do a lot of stuff on the floor today. We are still going to get that heart rate up. I want to make sure we're getting warm. We just woke up in the morning. We're not going to overstretch those muscles till we get up. We stand up. We kind of get the heart rate going, and then we're going to go down onto the mat. So I want to make sure that you're getting that full experience today. I thank you for joining. Oh, I turned the bed down too low that time. All right. I really do enjoy this. I really, really do. This brings me joy. It's hard for yoga teachers to be able to still connect with their students when we aren't able to gather. And with yoga teachers, we really enjoy the physical connection. And I wasn't sure how I was going to be with, being virtual, but this platform, I really do enjoy this medium. I enjoy being able to see and interact with people in the chats. Please feel free to reach out. You can send me messages, email, messages on here, messages on Instagram, anything, connect with me. I love reaching out and connecting with my students. I also do send out mailers every month as well to all of my clients. All right, so y'all ready? Let's get started. All right, we're going to start with the intention word. And today's intention word is truth. So truth. Stand in your truth, sit in your truth, be in your truth. Sometimes, we say, how are you doing? We say okay automatically. We don't even think about it. But it's okay to not be okay sometimes. We're all going through a very, very different time right now. And it's okay to not be okay. Reach out, talk to people, check on your strong friends. So with that, we're going to lead the practice with truth today. All right, my name is Tianna Christine. We're going to get started in a seated position like we do every practice. Yoga is a practice, remembering that. We sit here, we connect with the breath. Yoga is a breath work, the union of the breath and the movement. So as we sit here, we're going to connect our breath. We're going to do our Ujjayi breathing. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. 3 more just like this. Inhale in. Exhale, open mouth. And for the next 2, we're going to see if we can close our mouth, still keeping that hum. Inhale in. Exhale, close the mouth. Still keep that hum, that vibration in the back of the throat. 1 more. Inhale in. Exhale. Feel free to keep this breath throughout our practice. We're going to bring that right hand off to the side in line with the hip. You can come onto your fingertips, sweeping that left arm up overhead, gaze up towards the hand, up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch, you can walk the hand out if you need to. Allow the knees to stay low. You're feeling that stretch on the side body. On that exhale, lower the left hand. We're going to the other side. Bring the right hand up overhead. Your gaze is up towards the fingers, nice soft fingers, our dancer's fingers. Stacking those shoulders one against the other. And on that exhale, we're going to do that series 2 more times. Bring that left arm up. Gazing up towards those fingers. Exhale, lower the left, bring up the right. And lower the right. This is the last one on this side. And on that exhale, last one on the right side. Lower down that right hand. We're coming back to our seated position. We're going to bring both hands up overhead this time. Exhale, hinge forward. Lower yourselves down to the front side of your mat, right in front of you. Lower those hands down. Let your forearms come down. Release your head wherever you are. Remembering to hinge at the hips. Fingers nice and wide. Our middle fingers tracking forward. We're pushing away with our hands. As we push away with our hands, keep that in mind for when we go down into our downward facing dog. That's where we want our hand position to be. Pushing away from our bodies. We're pushing back. On that inhale, engage your core. Bring both arms up overhead, gazing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the hands down. We're going to come to our tabletop position. In the morning, a cat-cow is really good right even before you get out of bed. So taking those hands down onto the mat. Our wrists are hip or shoulder distance apart. The backs of our feet are untucked. We have our shoulders right over our wrist. I want you to be heavy into your fingertips and your knuckles. Leave a little room in your wrist as to not press down onto the wrist too hard. You want to be light onto those wrists. We're going to inhale, lower the belly, bring the gaze up, shoulders back. On that exhale, arch the spine, tuck the toes, chin the chest. This is our cat pose. Inhale, lower the belly, gaze up. Exhale, cat pose. Want to do 2 more of those. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Arch that spine. Last one, inhale in. And exhale, chin to chest. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to roll those hips out. There may be some snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. Stopping at the top and going to the other side. Again, here where you're on your knees, if you feel like you need to roll the mat underneath your knees or bring a blanket that is those knees out as wide as the mat. So I'm going to show you child's pose. You can always take this position whenever you need it. Your knees come out wide, your big toes touch, and you push away, bringing those hips down to your heels, pushing away with your hands, bringing your forehead down to the mat. This is our resting pose to come back to our breath, to come back to our intention. We're going to walk our hands over to the right side, taking that left hand on top of your right if it's available. Letting that forehead come down. And walking your hand over to the left side. Taking the right hand over the left if it's available. And coming back to center. Both hands extended, forehead down. Remember, you can take this pose at any point throughout our practice. Bringing your gaze towards your hands, we're going to come back to our tabletop position. Bringing those hands right underneath, right over your shoulders. We're going to take that right leg out behind us. The toe will come down, keeping that hip and that leg nice in line. We're not going to raise our hip too high. We're just keeping that out here. We're engaging that core nice and early. On that exhale, lower the knee down and bring the left leg out behind you. Again, those toes face down. On that exhale, lower that knee down. I'm going to give the hips a rock from left to right. I want you to tuck those toes under. You're tucking those toes. We're going to do a little toe stretch here. Shift your weight towards your heels. This is our toe stretch, flexing out those toes. Shifting your hips forward. We're going to bring those knees up for our first downward facing dog. So you're pushing up, bringing those hips up towards the sky. Those heels come down towards the earth. Feel free to walk your heels in if you'd like to get those heels down towards the earth. Put a bend in your knee if you need it. We're pushing away with our hands. You can pedal your feet out here. Move your hips. This is the first one of the day. Invite some movement into that lower body. Again, you're pushing away with your hands. Shoulders are away from your ears. Find some room between your shoulders and ears. Bring those knees back to stillness. Shifting the weight back. We're in our upside down V. Bring the gaze towards the hands, walking your feet towards your hands. We're in our forward fold. Our forward fold, feet are hip distance apart. If you want to get about 2/5 width, we're leaning forward. Shifting the weight into the balls of the foot, we're hinging at the hip. That nose will come towards the knee. Feel free to put a bend in the knee if you need to, where that belly is on the thigh. Release the hands down in front of your feet. Your gaze is down between your legs behind you. I'm going to take 2 breaths. Taking opposite elbow for ragdoll pose. We're going to sway from left to right. Looking down at your toes, that second toe is always tracked forward when we're in our forward folds. Allowing those shoulders to release towards the mat. Allowing that head to release. You can shake your head yes and no. On that exhale, release the hands back to your forward fold. We plant the hands down onto the mat. We give ourselves a flat back. You can leave your hands on the mat or on your shin, whatever's comfortable for you. Back to our forward fold, we plant the hands down. Step back into your tabletop position. We will take tabletop position first. We're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat from our tabletop. So bring your knees down, come all the way down into your stomach. Forearms will come down by your side, right under your shoulders. This is our Sphinx pose here. Forearms are down. Our elbows are about at a 45-degree angle. We're going to lift our head up towards the ceiling. Looking up. We're activating that lower back. We go to the sensation of a stretch and not a sensation of pain. Listen to your body. On that exhale, lower down your head. We're going to do that one more time. Make sure the toes are untucked. On that exhale, bring that gaze up. Hands are down on the mat, forearms on the mat. Shoulders are back. On that exhale, lower the head. Bring the hands under the shoulders, push back to your tabletop position. We're going to tuck those toes and push up to our downward facing dog. Bringing our gaze towards our mat, our hands. Walk your feet towards your hands. We're back in our forward fold. On your next inhale, bringing your arms up overhead, our extended mountain Bringing those arms up towards the ceiling, gazing up. The arms can touch if you like. We're going to go right back into those sun salutations. We will do 5 today, warming up the body. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shin for flat back. We're going to plant the hands down. Now you have the option to step back into your downward facing dog, just like this, or you can flow it out. If you like to flow it out, you can lean forward, bringing yourself to a high plank. Heels over the toes. Lower yourself down. Push up to your baby cobra here, or full upward facing dog. That's in the flow. And then we push back to our downward facing dog. If you don't want to do that flow, you just step right back to your downward facing dog and we will meet you there. Bringing the gaze towards the hands, walk your feet towards your hands. We're back in our forward fold. On that inhale, come all the way up. Arms overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. This is down for 4. Hands to shin for flat back. Plant your hands down, step back and flow, or come to your downward facing dog and we will meet you there. We all meet in our downward facing dog. We bring our gaze towards our hands, walking our feet towards our hands. We're back in our forward fold. On that inhale, come all the way up, extended mountain, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold for 3. Hands to shin for flat back. Planting the hands down on the mat, step back and flow. We all meet in downward facing dog. Remembering that this is your practice. Sometimes your body feels like, hey, I can do this today. And sometimes it's like, not today. We all meet in our downward facing dog. Bringing our gaze towards our hands. Walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. On that inhale, arms up overhead, extended mountain. Gaze up. Exhale, forward fold for 2. Let's warm up that body. Hands to shin for flat back. Planting the hands down on the mat. Step back and flow. We all meet in our down dog. Bringing that gaze towards your hands. Walk your feet towards your hands. We're back into that forward fold. On that inhale, bring the arms overhead. Extended mountain. On that exhale, forward fold. This is our last one. Hands to shin for flat back. Plant the hands down on the mat. We step back and flow. And you know we all meet in our downward facing dog. Bringing that gaze towards your hands, walking your feet back towards your hands. We're in our forward fold. We're going to stay here. We're going to go back to that ragdoll pose. Putting a slight bend in the knee if you need it. Holding on to opposite elbows. I want you to feel that forward fold. Remembering to shift the weight into the balls of the feet. You're going to feel that stretch begin in the back of the legs. Allow your body to get a little bit more comfortable, hinging and releasing the stress of the neck and the lower back. Maybe swaying from left to right. And on that exhale, release the hands. We're back into that forward fold. On your inhale, come all the way up. Arms overhead. We're in our extended mountain. On that exhale, release the hands. We're coming to that mountain pose. So we're up at the top of our mat. Hello. Okay, I see also Deborah checking in. Hello, Miss Deborah. All right. We have our hands down in our mountain pose, having our shoulders released. We're going to bring both arms up overhead, gazing up towards our hands. We're going to interlace those fingers overhead. So we're interlacing our fingers overhead. Bring the palms up to the sky. On that exhale, we're going to hinge forward to the right. Bring both hands over to the right side. Side stretch here. On that exhale, coming back up to center. And then over to the left side stretch. If you can gaze up towards that elbow, remembering to breathe. And coming back to center. Release the hands. We're going to take our stance out just a little bit wider. You can allow those heels to come in, toes will come out. Take those hands behind you. Interlace the hands behind you. On that exhale, we're going to bring the shoulders together. Chest is up high, gaze up towards the ceiling. Those shoulders come down, shoulder blades connect. We're opening up that chest. And on your exhale, release the hands, shake it out. Keeping those knees out. We're going to bend down, just squatting down just a little. Don't have to go too far. Bringing the hands up overhead for the inhale. And on the exhale, straighten the legs out. We're going to do one more of those. Inhale in, squat down, knees over, hands overhead, knees bent. And exhale, straighten the legs. Heel toe the feet back together. We're back in our mountain pose. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Allowing that head to release down, looking behind you. We're going to lower the hips and come down onto the mat. So we're coming down onto the ground. Remember, I promised that we would come down onto the mat. Come down to the mat pretty early. Bringing those feet at the top of your mat. So you can shimmy yourself up until you get to the top of your mat. Want to make sure you have enough room for your body to lay down on your mat and your whole body's on your mat. Before we go down, we're going to take our hands behind us. Those fingertips are going to point out behind us. Shoulder blades can connect. Bringing that chest nice and high. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. On that exhale, let those knees fall over to the right. Just let the knees fall where they are. Turn your gaze away from your knees. On that exhale, bring those knees back up to center and let the knees fall over to the left. Turn away from your knees. Continue to breathe. Taking those knees back up to center. Give your knees a hug in, maybe even lower your head. We're going to release those hands, tucking our tailbone under. Lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Bring those arms up overhead. Allow those shoulders to surrender down into the mat. I want you to focus on that spine. Release the tension in the spine. Maybe even tuck the pelvis where that spine is flat on the mat. So you're going to just rotate your pelvis just a little so that spine is flat. If it's any discomfort here, feel free to grab a pillow or anything that you need to support your body. I would prefer your back to be as flat as possible. We're going to hug each knee into the chest, giving it a rock from left to right. Taking those feet up towards the ceiling, flexing the toes down towards our body. Spreading your toes, maybe wiggling those toes. On that exhale, we're going to lower our right leg. Lower your right leg. You have the option to let it hover or let the leg completely fall on the mat, whichever one's better for you. We're going to have that left foot flex down towards us. We can grab the back of the calf or the back of the thigh. We're bringing that leg closer to our body. Allow those shoulders to release. You can also, if you have any pants and you like to grab onto your pants, you can also do that. On that exhale, lower the left leg and bring the right leg up. Again, you have the option to let the leg hover or let the leg fall. You're flexing those toes back towards your body. Again, you can hold on to your pants, anything that's available here. If you have a strap handy and you like to put a strap, you can also do that. On that exhale, you're lower down the right leg. Both legs are down. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Nice stretch here. And on your exhale, you're going to bend both knees. Feet flat on the mat. Give your knees a little windshield rock from left to right. Release any tension in that lower back. We're going to bring those arms down. They can come to cactus arms or T arms, whichever one is comfortable for you. We're going to cross that right leg over the left and allow that right leg to fall down. And this is a wide figure four cross. A wide figure four cross. Let your foot cross over the body and let the foot be flat on the mat. So let that foot rest on your mat. We're in a twist here, feeling that twist on the hips, that stretch. Now turn your head away from your knees. Look back to opposite of that knee. We feel that stretch, we feel that rotation of the hip. Want you to breathe. Bringing that foot back to center. Taking your hands through. So taking that right arm, thread it through the center of the opening of your legs. Bring the knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the left thigh. You'll hug the knee in towards your body, wherever you are. This is our pigeon pose on our back. Release your shoulders down into the mat. Allow your neck and your spine to relax. You hug it into your comfort level. Remembering to keep your body nice and stable in your breath. On that exhale, release your hands. Allow that foot to come down. Uncross your legs. Give your knees a rock from left to right. Setting those feet back up. Hip distance apart. Cross the left leg over the right. Nice wide figure four cross. The hands can be out to cactus arms or T. We're going to let that foot fall over. Cross the body. That foot will land onto the mat. Again, turning your gaze away from your knees. Allow those shoulders to open. Maybe the shoulders reach the mat. Maybe they don't. Let the breath carry your body down into the mat. This isn't a forced practice. This is a breath practice. Let the breath and gravity take over. Just let your body surrender. I want you to take 2 more breaths. Noticing if you're holding on to tension into your hip or your knees. Bringing those knees back to center. Uncrossing your legs and give them a little windshield rock from left to right. I want you to bring both knees up to your reverse tabletop position. So we're making 90-degree angles with our knees. Our spine is flat on the mat. We're keeping that spine nice and flat here. The shoulders are released. You can even place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. The only thing you're going to be doing is just keeping those knees at 90-90 position. No tension left on the body. I want you to just get comfortable here. Seeing how this feels to be in this position. See how it feels for your spine, your back, to even be at this neutral position. If you have a lot of back aches and pains, maybe the posture from sitting at a desk, maybe even sitting on the couch wrong, no judgment. Just allowing your body to just come to zero. Seeing how that feels. We're going to do some heel taps with our feet. So we'll alternate with each heel. We're going to start with that right leg. So we're going to heel tap the right heel down and take it back up. And tap the left heel down and take it back up. Keeping that spine as flat on the mat as possible. We're going to do 5 on each side. So we go down for 5 on the right and take it back up. And down on the left and back up. And 4 on the right and up. And down on the left and up. And 3 on the right and up. And the left and back up. Use that core. And 2 on the right and back up. Down on the left and back up. Last 1 on the right and up. And last 1 on the left and back up. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your knees a rock from left to right. Massage out that lower back. I know you're doing well. We're going to come back to that 90-90 position. Bringing those knees back into our reverse tabletop. We're going to bring the arms out. So as if we were reverse table, we have our hands up towards the sky. We're going to bring that right heel back down towards the earth for our heel tap. But then we take the left arm up overhead. So we're going to alternate. Taking the feet back to center, back up to the center. We'll take the left heel down and take the right arm back. And back to center. Right heel down, left back. Left hand back. And back to center. Left heel, opposite arm. And back up. Right down, left back. And back up. And left and right hand. And back up. We're only going to do one more. We got one more. Right heel, left hand. And back up. And left hand, left heel, right hand. And back up. Very nice. Hug those knees into the chest. Give it a rock from left to right. Roll out those ankles. You're doing very good. I'm going to take those feet back flat on the mat. Now we did our wide figure 4 cross. This time we're going to close the cross in a little tighter. Cross those heels in. Cross those knees in. So we can cross one over the other. We'll bring our hands out to a T or cactus arms, depending on your space. And then we let both knees fall over to the right side. Letting both knees fall over. You're going to feel a deeper stretch. If it's too much and you'd like to put a pillow or your hand underneath, if it's available, just to hold those knees up if you like. You can take that right hand down to prop up your knees. Bring your gaze opposite of your knees if it's available. Let your body surrender. And on that exhale, bring those knees back up to center. You may have to bring them up. No worries on that. Uncross your legs. Give them a little rock. We're going to cross the right over the left this time. Crossing the other way. And again, letting both knees fall over to the side. One side feels completely different than the other. Our bodies are not symmetric. Keep that in mind. Turn your gaze away from your knees. Let your body surrender down. You're really feeling this over your whole body. You're releasing. You're starting even at the jaw and clenching the jaw. Making sure those shoulders are down. Letting your knees relax, your hips release. Just let your body soften. Let the earth support your body underneath that mat. On your next exhale, take those knees back to center. Uncross your knees. Give them a windshield wiper from left to right. We're going to butterfly our knees out this time. So taking those knees out, letting the soles of the feet touch, we butterfly our knees out. Let our knees open. Now, if you haven't had any hip openers, this can be a little intense. Feel free to hold on to those thighs. Maybe even prop your thighs up with blocks. If you have blocks nearby, you can always use a block to prop it up so it stays up. It can be in the high. You can move to medium or down to low. Wherever you are in your practice, this is your personal practice. If it starts to get intense and you don't have any blocks, feel free to rock from left to right. This really helps to just relieve that little bit of pressure. And then you can always let the knees come back to stillness. If you're feeling a little more flexible this morning and you'd like to take this a little deeper, feel free to bring the hands up overhead. You'll start to feel this stretch on the top of the inner thigh. Allow the shoulders to release behind you. Letting your hands and your fingers relax. Really allowing your body to just surrender here. That's the whole object and purpose of this. I want you to continue breathing just like that. On that next exhale, we're going to bring the hands down. Bring the hands to the outside of the thigh. We're going to bring the thighs up, close them up like a book, give them a rock from left to right. We hug the knees into the chest. Nice flat back, bringing those hips up, knees in, where the bottom just comes off the mat or that spine is nice and flat. We're going to lower down the left leg. Let it cross over our bodies. Letting that knee come across. Bringing that right hand behind us. That left hand can rest on the thigh as long as it's not the knee. If it's not too intense for the twist. And then bring your gaze towards that right hand. Letting your body, your hips surrender. Making sure you have length and space within that hip and your belly. Create room for that hip to fall down. Let your head surrender. The way you get the full benefit of these stretches is remembering to breathe. That's all you have to do. Just breathe. Inhale in and exhale out. If you prefer to have your mouth open to guide your body down and really just release, feel free to do that. If you want to have your mouth closed and feel that vibration on the back of your throat, that as well as all. This is your practice. You do what feels good to your body. On our next inhale, we'll bring that knee back to center, hugging it in towards our chest. And on that exhale, we swap out the legs, hugging in the left, lowering the right. Taking a moment here just to feel that hip come down, feel that right leg. Oh, that feels good. All right. We're going to bring that left leg over our body. Bring it over. Let that knee come down. Bringing that left hand out to a T. Turn your gaze away from your knee back towards that left hand. Again, noticing that one side isn't like the other. Fully embracing that. Fully accepting that with your body. Allowing the shoulders to come down. The knee will relax. Coming back to your breath. We got to keep ourselves honest here. Keep that truth going. How do you feel? I want you to answer that honestly. Remembering to go beyond the superficial answers and go deeper. Search for that truth in your body. Be honest with yourself. On that next exhale, we're going to bring that knee back to center. Come back onto our back. Hug that left knee in. Bring that right knee up to meet the left. Hugging both knees in. Giving our knees a rock from left to right. We're going to try to draw circles with our knees in the ceiling. You can do nice wide circles or even small circles. Whatever you're feeling today. Again, that truth. Be honest with yourself. We're going to pause and go the opposite way. Really want you to release that lower back. We did a lot of twists on that lower back, so I want you to release that tension. We're going to pause and bring those knees in. Hug those knees in nice and close. Keep the knees in. We're going to release the hands. Release those hands out to a T. We're coming to that supine twist. Bring both knees together as much as possible. Over to your right side. Let your knees surrender into the mat. Turn your gaze away from your knees. Feeling one more twist in the body. Letting your body surrender down. If you had a long week, I want you to exhale and just let everything just fall into the mat. Just let it dissolve. Let the mat take it. We're going to engage that core. Keep those knees together as much as possible. Bring your knees to center. And then over to your left side. Take those knees down. Again, turning your gaze away from your knees. Maybe taking an exhale, let those knees relax. Let your body release. Maybe you're holding on. Let go. Let your body release. I promised you a gentle practice today. I hope that I was remaining truthful in that practice. Just let your body release here. Really, when you get the benefit, the full benefit of the stretch is when you stay within these poses. Even when we're not doing this practice and I'm guiding you through, you can do this in your bed and just hold on to the stretch. Maybe even while you're watching TV, angle yourself within this position. It really helps the longer you hold. The more you hold on to this pose, your mind is going to forget to hold on and just release. Let your body surrender. Engaging your core, bringing your knees back to center. Hug it in. We're going to take those feet flat on the mat, knees bent. We need to counter stretch all of that hugging in. We're going to do our bridge pose. So bring your fingertips down towards your heels. We're going to walk those heels in towards our fingertips. We're having those knees nice and wide. Toes are tracked towards the front of your mat. We're rooting down into our feet, down into the palms of our hands, and pushing up toward, hips up towards the ceiling. We're counter stretching all that hugging in and forward folds. Bring those hips up towards the sky. Keeping those shoulders on the mat. Press into the feet. Engage the quads. Engage the glutes. On that next exhale, let the hips lower down. Nice flat on the mat. and rock from left to right. We're going to do that 2 more times. Make sure we get the full benefit. Again, walking those heels into the fingertips. Root down into the feet. Press down to rise those hips up towards the ceiling. Press those feet down. Root to rise. Allow the neck to release. The shoulders will relax. And on your exhale, lower the hips down. Maybe give them a little rock. Again, pressing. Let that spine be flat onto the mat. Want that lower back to get that full release. We're going to do that one last time. Walking those heels in towards the fingertips. Rooting down into those feet. Allow those hips to rise. If you're familiar with interlacing your fingers, stacking the shoulders to get your hips up a little bit higher, feel free to do that. This is your practice. Again, we're going to see if we can get those hips just a little bit higher. This is the last one. Give it all you got. And on that exhale, we lower everything down. Hug those knees into the chest one last time. Giving it a rock from left to right. I want you to release that tension in that lower back. We're going to let those hands come up overhead as we let the feet fall down onto the mat. We inhale, exhale, flex and point the toes. Maybe making circles with our ankles, going the opposite way. Allow those hands to come down by your side, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. This is where we come back to our breath. Feel free while we're in that Shavasana pose, if you feel like those knees bent and that spine flat on the mat was comfortable for you and it felt better, feel free to come back to this position. If not, feel free to lower the legs. Grab your blanket if you want to. We're preparing ourselves for our day. Coming back to that intention, back to the truth. See if we can lead with truth today. Being honest with ourselves. Being honest with others. Sometimes the truth hurts. But the truth is the same every day of the week. We're going to begin to release tension, starting at the crown of our head, unclenching our jaw, releasing the tension in between our brows. Let your neck relax. Lengthen the collarbone, allowing those shoulders to surrender into the earth. Letting your spine be in contact with the mat as much as possible. Letting your hips, knees, ankles, and toes just surrender down onto the earth. The earth rises to support you. Let your body release. I want you to come back to your breath. It's a great way to focus on you. A disconnect from it all, just allowing your body to simply be. We don't really give ourselves enough time to just sit. Our mind is always racing. Even now, things that come up, acknowledge it. Let it blow past you. Come back to the breath. We're going to take 2 more breaths in silence. Gently bringing awareness back into our bodies and back into this space. We wiggle our fingers and our toes, letting our body and our breath begin to deepen. We're going to hug our knees into our chest one at a time and gently rolling over to our right side, cradling our head if we need it. Again, giving your body that time, that space. When you're ready, using that top arm to push you back up into a seated position. Any seated variation that's comfortable for you. We take our hands to heart center, our thumbs to our chest. I want you to thank yourself. Thank yourself for showing up for you today, getting up nice and early. Thank your body for waking up, supporting you in your practice. I thank you for allowing me to share my practice with you and just feel the energy of everyone who's sharing this practice along with you. I thank you so much for joining. I want to wish all of the mothers happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Namaste. I thank you all for joining. I thank you all. Who we got? All right, we got T. Thank you so much. I'm glad you made it. Couldn't find the chat on your phone. Well, you found it. You had a pillow under your knee. That is perfectly okay. Hello, Dre, baby. Andrea. Hello, Shirley. Hello. I'm so glad that you all got a chance to enjoy it. Vanessa, namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the practice. I do this every Saturday, so feel free to come back. Tomorrow is not tomorrow. Next week is chair yoga. So chair yoga will be going on. Thank you, Vivian. I'm glad to see you on there, Vivian. I want you to enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Shout out to all the mothers. Even if your mother is not here, honor them. Remember them. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers. I thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you in more classes. And again, reach out. I love to connect with all of my yogi students. Please feel free to reach out at any time. Hey, Crystal. Yes, see you next weekend. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Early Mother's Day to you. I will make sure that, we are all connecting, even if we have to social distance tomorrow. I still got love for you. I love my mother. Thank you so much for joining. I thank you all. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, invite your friends. Let them come over. Make sure you tell them chair yoga next week. Popular demand. Yes, like and subscribe. Definitely. Yes, thank you so much. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.